Everyone, back with another review. This time we're going animated. We're going back to last year, 2017. I didn't get to watch this in the theaters, but I saw it here today, and I'm here to review it. Of all the cartoon movies that didn't really need a trilogy, I'm kind of glad this one got a third one, because definitely didn't need to end with part 2. And I'm talking about none other than Pixar's Cars 3. Cars 3 sees the return of Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen, as he's enjoying a very prosperous run on top of the heap, as he continues to win trophy after trophy, win race after race, and then all of a sudden a new breed of cars has come out. These cars are made from different alloy and they train differently. This is basically old school. For those of you who are sports fans, this is old school, like baseball meets the new version of what baseball and fantasy sports in general is now. We're going to the statisticians, we're going to people training using numbers, metrics. This is basically sabermetrics for car racing. And Lightning McQueen loses his first race to one of these people known as Jackson Storm, played by Armie Hammer of all people. And as he starts on a losing streak, we start to see the development of his character as his company, Rusty's, gets sold off to someone by the name of Sterling, who buys Rusty's and wants to take McQueen and make him train with the new breed of training regiments and all that to help him get back on top. Along the way, he meets a trainer by the name of Cruz Ramirez, played by Christine Alonso. And basically, that's the setup for the movie. I'm not gonna lie, for a movie that is fairly... First of all, the Cars franchise in general, the first one was a love story, and just about all looking back and saying, slow down and enjoy the smaller things in life. Part 2 was an absolutely awful movie, more or less about spies for some reason. Part 3 is absolutely 100% a sports story. And this is in the vein of many sports stories told way before. You have an aging veteran who has to catch up with the younger folks who are doing things differently than he used to do in his day. And there's nothing wrong with that. While this movie is leaps and bounds better than Part 2, I don't think it's as good as Part 1. Owen Wilson once again returns as Lightning McQueen, and he does his best with this role. He actually does a pretty good job, I'm not gonna lie. Most of all the voice actors really do a really good job, so I'm not gonna lie. Even the pieces that they had to put together for Doc Hudson in the flashbacks, which obviously the guy who played him passed away. But everyone does well. But this is a straight up sports movie. You know where it's going beat for beat. It's very familiar in tone to many other sports movies. That's not necessarily a bad thing to say, though, but it does have its issues. There is a complicated part where Cruz is teaching Lightning McQueen about the new regimen of training. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of the jokes aren't funny because they come off as old shaming. A matter of fact, a lot of the things in this movie comes off as old shaming. And I just have a lot of problems in general with some of the way the story is telling, because they're saying the younger breed is learning how to race using 3D machines, using different motivations. But that won't help you when you're on the track, because when you're on the track there are different things. There are elements that you can't get when you're training in a VR center. So that part kind of annoyed me. A lot of the old shaming really made no sense, considering in the third act they go back to training the way Doc Hudson trained. So what was with all the old shaming in the middle of the movie? And then on top of it, there is supposed to be an emotional moment with Cruz that comes off really hollow, considering that one, the storyline came out of nowhere, and two, she was pretty much kind of a bitch when she met Lightning. So that didn't work well. Other than that, the sports elements of it were pretty good. Animation, no matter what you say about the Pixar brand and what movies you like and don't like, every movie they make a different step forward in their animation quality, and this one's no exception. This one looks brilliant, it looks beautiful, especially when they're racing in different environments. Very good. The ending is a huge problem, so that holds back my score a little bit. I did enjoy the movie at times, especially the sports aspect of it. Like I said, a lot of the stuff with the old shaming just was annoying, and it came off as mean-spirited instead of motivational. So that annoyed me a lot. It did. Especially when you get to like the end of the second act, before the third act starts, and you're supposed to feel this heavy emotional moment for one of the characters, and it just doesn't work at all. Would I say watch it? Definitely watch this over part 2. It's not as good as part 1. Then again, I actually like part 1, so if I was to give Cars 3 a number, I'd give it a 6.5. Not the worst thing in the world, not the best. I can see it, yeah, at the back end of the Pixar quality, but the top stuff for Pixar is so good. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Cars 3. It's not a waste of time like part 2. You won't dread it, but at the same time, it's not gonna be a needle changer for you in this franchise. As a matter of fact, there's one part where the character Sterling has a conversation with Lightning and about his future in the business, and I laughed so hard because you can definitely see that conversation happening to Pixar, or to Disney, to Pixar, about the future of this franchise. And as much as part 3 should be the end of it, the end of this movie definitely sets up for a part 4. Oh joy. Somebody's got to move the merchandise, right? That's all I have to say for right now. Come back to you later with another movie. Bye.